range, I would love to host. If I may, I'm thinking that you chose the best thing. If you like them good shows and all of these movies. What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat. What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat. What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat. What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat.
What up, Chip Chaps? This is Chip Chat Chat, episode 57. The second time we're recording this intro because the mic before was dumb.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway,
I really wish I recorded it. So
I'm recording. So I can probably include it in the end. Anyway, I'm Chamba.
And I'm Ray.
Yeah, you can hear me this time. Great.
Yeah, I can. Automatically better.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought these stupid Skype settings decided to make its own mind up?
And we're here today to talk to you about some nerdy news.
As always.
Let's get right into it.
Alright, first things first. First photo of TV's Ghost Rider. Robbie
Reyes
has appeared with, it's pretty much that one alternate cover from the comic book.
Yeah, what do you think of their interpretation?
The jacket's on point.
Yeah.
Jacket's legit, actually. The car looks legit.
Car looks good.
Car, that's pretty much how the car looks in the book. So
except for the car in the book has flaming headlights as well.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, flames come out of the headlights. This one doesn't.
Maybe. I mean, if that's if they just on the first look, Yahoo TV first look, if they just lit the car's tires, that's legit. I know you probably see it here, but I'm like, he's just standing in front of a car that's about to blow up.
Yeah, I looked on they had a trailer as well for the first look.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right. You can actually see it in motion or whatever. And it looks pretty good. I mean, it driving around. I'm really curious because I didn't realize the season itself is called Ghost Rider.
That's what I was going to bring that up exactly. I'm like, is it actually called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider?
Yeah, just like the last one was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Secret Warriors or whatever.
Was it?
Yeah.
Interesting. So each season will now have its subtitle.
I guess. It seems that way.
I like the look of him, though.
Yeah, I think that the helmet is not quite as faithful as I was imagining.
Not.
It's kind of like a hybrid of
the
Robbie Reyes and the actual Ghost Rider look.
Johnny Blaze
one. Yeah, which I'm fine with.
I am too, but
I want to see how it works when he's walking around. In this picture, it looks like he has no neck. I hope that's not the case, because it's hard to tell proportionally if that thing is supposed to be as big as a helmet, or if it's supposed to be like his head. Because if it's his head, the jaw looks huge.
Oh yeah, he's got a.
But if it's a helmet, I get it. And it also doesn't look like he has the forehead vent.
That's the thing. It looks like, it's the car. It's Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider, but the helmet is pretty much Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, definitely.
Which disappoints me a little bit.
A little bit, but I understand it.
Because
they didn't do Johnny Blaze in this universe,
they didn't,
so it's kind of like doing both, and they don't have to fuck around with Johnny Blaze.
I guess, but I really was keen on that fucking helmet. That's why.
Yeah, I did really want to see that one translated.
Yeah, because that's the reason why I was like, this Ghost Rider is legit. He looks like a Kamen Rider.
It's true.
But I think it looks rad. When does it start?
Soon.
How soon? Is it this month or October?
It's this month. I think it's mid-September.
Really?
It's it's September 12 or something.
Okay, so it starts earlier than the other TV shows, other comic shows.
It starts earlier than
the CW
by a week or two.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, dude, Luke Cage is so soon.
Yeah, it is.
We've got no news, but I don't
watch it now, man.
Bring it up.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ghost Rider looks good.
I think it looks great. And you say S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be on a later time, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be prime time. From the first look trailer thing, it looks darker.
Cool.
There's a dude screaming as the car's coming up to him and stuff. So
you would scream too.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's not typically what you see on S.H.I.E.L.D.
No.
So yeah, I'm excited.
I'm looking for. I think it looks great, but it must be awesome for the guys who created this to be like, hey, we just created this character 2 years ago.
Right.
He's already on television.
Yeah.
And he looks pretty damn legit.
He looks legitimate.
Minus the head vent.
Minus the head vent, yeah. What else we got on the list today?
Next one, they say Killer Frost and a bunch of other characters are going to make return on the upcoming CW shows.
Right, which is, I guess, makes sense because he went back in time.
Right.
So he wouldn't have had the adventure that got her killed.
Yep. The Killer Frost aspect, though, is from the... Because Kevin Smith is going to direct some more episodes, I think.
Multiple?
I don't know, but I think on different shows. But the one that he did for the... He took a photo of the script from The Flash that he's going to do. And somebody actually, like, zoomed into it, and it said Killer Frost on it. Yeah, that's where they got the supposed rumored leak from.
Kevin Smith, not being careful.
I know, I'm like, he's not going to get fired. He's just probably... he's nutting all over it because he gets to direct The Flash and with Killer Frost in it.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's weird. I'm really curious about this coming season, man. I want to know how long all that shit's gonna last, all the Flashpoint stuff.
What's his name?
A first look at one of the characters. Someone looks like Casey Jones.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what the fuck is that? Why is Casey there?
Wild Dog or something?
Who's that?
I don't know.
I've never heard of Wild Dog before.
Sportsmaster or something.
That's Sportsmaster. I can master sports. I mean, sure, that's cool in the real world, but...
He's literally the same thing as Casey Jones. He just has a shittier name.
Way shittier name. Casey Jones doesn't even have a superhero name, and his real name is legit.
What else we got?
But yeah, movie stuff. The Predator. What is his name? What's the director's name? Shane Black.
Yeah.
Who's helming the upcoming Predator. He's eyeing Benicio Del Toro for the lead. I think it's for the lead or one of the main guys because it's supposedly going to be an ensemble cast, like usual, I suppose.
Yeah, it's weird, but Benicio as lead is weird.
Very weird. But I mean, wasn't he just in like that Sicario film where everyone's like, he's fucking cool?
I guess, but I
don't see it.
He's just a collector for me for now.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the best.
Yeah, but I guess they already had fucking Adrian Brody as the lead.
Yeah, see, so if you can do Adrian Brody as a lead in a Predator film, hey, if you can do Danny Glover,
didn't do great though.
No, it didn't. If you can do Danny Glover as the lead for a Predator film,
yeah, but people hate that one too.
Yeah, it's hard, man. Just bring Arnie back. I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
What about this Batman suit?
Yeah, this Batman. Snyder posted a picture of Batman's tactical suit in the upcoming Justice League movie.
Okay, yeah.
So, the suit, he's got a suit.
It's supposed to be plates on top of his Batman suit again, sort of like the armor from the last movie, except for this one's supposed to be
armor over this.
Well, this one's supposed to be more mobile, so the plates are smaller.
Cool.
And like directly attached to the suit.
I don't like his dumb goggles.
The Agent Smith glasses?
Yeah, what is that? Why did it go up like that?
Supposedly it's based on one of the looks from the comics. I saw a picture of it, and the lenses in the comic book version are green, so I'm glad they didn't do that.
Why does he look like that?
I don't know. It's to fight parademons, dude.
But,
obviously.
I mean, the picture is weird as well, because he looks like he's got, like, a chubby face.
I mean, apparently he does have a chubby face.
I guess he's got... But, like, I don't know. There's something about the suit. I like the BVS suit. That's the thing. The gray one.
Right. I mean, but it is that. It just has these shits on top of it. He doesn't wear this the whole time, I don't think.
Yeah, most likely not.
I think this is just for the fight with the things.
That's fine.
It also looks like sparks going off next to him or something. I'm really curious about this movie, dude. He's supposed to have like multiple vehicles he's using.
It's not just him, but like didn't he make like a vehicle for the actual Justice League?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But they're all his. He's got like a vehicle inside of that vehicle as well.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fucking
But it's like him trying to make up for the fact that he's the only human.
Sort of. It just very much seems like they're leaning into the, like, he's the Iron Man of the group.
I was going to say, he's Iron Man. I want to supply everyone with costumes.
Right.
Oh, do you think that's what he's gonna do? Oh, wait, he's gonna do it with Flash already. We know that.
Do we? I don't know that we do know that. He has that suit already when he meets him.
Yes, but didn't they say something like he's gonna assist in a suit?
I think people assumed that because there's wires and shit on it.
Right, but I mean, he's supposed to be smart, Barry Allen, right?
Well, he's a forensic scientist. That doesn't necessarily mean he knows how to engineer these
it's a different
massive weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a forensic scientist, so I made a suit.
Right, I made this amazing suit that doesn't burn up.
It doesn't burn up when I run really fast. I don't get like crotch burn, friction, all that type of stuff. I don't light. My skin.
I don't ignite when I'm running around.
How about if that was his thing though? Like if
that's his thing, like he likes it.
No. He's like, I got off that way. Where he lights on fire, but that would suck though.
That would definitely suck.
Weird too.
It's not a power you want, certainly.
Like running fast or lighting yourself on fire?
Igniting yourself on fire. I mean, unless you're like immune to it, like Human Torch, then it's probably fine.
Yeah, but wait, no. With the Flash, it's his clothes that he has to. That's why he made a suit that doesn't light itself on fire, right? Because his body can withstand it.
Well, apparently, but I feel like you'll have to have a specific power to be immune to that because you would ignite on fire anyway.
Like as the Flash, right? You would. Okay, I'm fast. I'm super fast. I'm the Flash. But if I was still like a regular, if my body didn't adapt to that, then when I run, my ankles would snap. You know?
Yeah.
So his body would have had to adapt completely to his ability then.
Well, yeah. I mean, in theory, he'd have to have like super durability and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So like,
in case he falls down, so he doesn't like.
Could you imagine
his whole body in half?
He runs really fast. He trips. He snaps his ankles, and he's just rolling, like forward, just crashing everything.
You don't want to see that movie?
No.
What if that was the Flash that we get is the one that isn't immune to any of that shit?
The suit is holding his body in place.
Right.
He takes the suit off and he's just like a jelly.
Is that not what you want in the Flash?
Is this a horror film?
Oh, that Fantastic Four was going to be.
It should have been that, man.
So that's the Goggles comic version that they say that they think it's based on.
Right. This is based on people just trying to find the source to it.
Right. But in actuality, it could just be, I have goggles because we're fighting on Desert Planet again.
Right. The thing about his actual goggles in the sneak peek photo is they're really small.
I mean, they're roughly similar shape to that.
The one in the photo, it looks bigger.
The one in the photo looks bigger?
No. I mean, the one on the illustration, my bad.
I mean, they're rounder, the way that they're drawn, but they're a very similar shape.
I guess. I don't know, man. Also, are the bat ears different?
I don't know. To me, when I saw this dude, it looks like a Photoshop of somebody mixed the bat suit with the Night Owl or whatever the guy's name is.
It looks like Night Owl. It looks like Night Owl.
He has almost the exact same goggle pieces, and his ears are shaped like that too.
And I get that Night Owl is supposed to be like, oh yeah, he's essentially what Batman is. I get that.
But it's weirder if they take place in the same universe, because that's what's going on in the comic books right now.
Oh yeah, I thought for a second you were like, because Watchmen takes place in this universe.
That's what I'm saying.
What? No. Watchmen takes place. Watchmen movie takes place in DC.
But it's directed by the same guy, and it technically could be related.
That would be nuts. Then Dr. Manhattan is like a god. Well, he's always been a god, but.
Well, somebody to fight Superman. They could easily, 5 to 10 years down the line, be like, hey, now we're doing fucking Justice League versus Watchmen.
They could. It's like DC's like Hail Mary.
Right. And then comes in behind the Watchmen, it's still Darkseid with the dead guy puppets.
It's still, it's Darkseid like, I don't give a fuck, just kill him.
Whatever. Who watches the Watchmen? She with you? Who gives a shit?
Watchmen's way better. That would be weird.
It would be weird.
But this suit is interesting.
And also, apparently, it's like a Nazi Batman.
This one?
A story, I guess, from a story where Batman's a Nazi, or like a what if or something.
Oh, so the goggles that people are thinking that it's from is from a comic story where Batman's a Nazi?
I've got to research it more, but that was my basic understanding. I have to look into it more.
Although, looking at the suit, I think I think my main issue with this image, this outfit in the image, is his goggles. That's it. Because the suit's fine. I think the suit looks fine.
The goggles are done. Although I did hear something.
What's up?
That implied that they're going to do something where where Batman's eyes now like shine white depending on the angle you're looking at him.
The goggles or his eyes?
His eyes.
Just do that.
That's what they're saying is going to happen now when he's in the regular bat suit. Is like depending on how the light catches them, his eyes.
Excellent. Turn white. I like that. Just do it.
It sounds cool. It sounds cool, but I'm like, show.
Yeah, I know. Because execution, like I know everyone's been waiting for years to see the Batman with the pure white eyes, but maybe they haven't done it because it looks weird.
We've already seen it though in Batman Dead End. They had the white contacts in the guy's eyes. And
he looked fucking awesome. That was bad.
And Ben Affleck's already wore the cloudy eye things in Daredevil, so we know he knows how to wear them. It'd be fine.
I don't know, man. But yeah, like when is this film out? Next year?
I think next year, actually.
What? That's crazy.
Unless they're taking a whole 2 years just to do post-production, that's bananas, though.
Also, I'm looking at the image again. Check out his cape. It looks like it's molded.
His cape looks molded.
Like where his collarbone is.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
is that not always the case?
I don't know. Has it been? Because if it has, I've not been noticing it that way. But on the picture, it just looks fully sculpted.
I see what you're talking about. Like it's like musculature or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like that on the last one.
Oh.
In any case, it does come out next year. It comes out in November next year.
Okay, end of. Dang. They're really working on this shit then.
Yeah.
I'm excited though, man. I'm looking forward to because I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, I feel that way. And a little bit like, I just know people are going to hate on it regardless.
Oh, yeah. It's an automatic hate for a lot of people, which sucks because it's like, they say they're going to give stuff a chance, but then they're already hating it prior to its actual thing.
But it sucks though because it's not the majority. It's not those people's fault necessarily.
No, absolutely.
Because everybody was hyped when they dropped like the Unite the Seven poster.
Right. Which they've still not explained.
Right, everybody was getting pretty hyped for BVS just based on like the first trailer. It was as soon as they showed us like, and we're throwing Doomsday in it, then it just released like an avalanche of hate.
Yeah.
And even though the movie wasn't great, obviously, but it wasn't the worst piece of shit I've ever seen or anything.
No, not at all.
It just didn't live up to the people who are crushing it on the other side, and I think we judge it harshly because of that. But now, like, 2 movies out, and there's a lot of hate on both of them. 3 movies out, but Man of Steel, though, to me, wasn't the proper start of the universe.
No.
I feel like when they made that, they thought they were going to connect it to Nolan, and then when fucking Nolan and Bale wouldn't do another one, they were like, fuck it, well, we're going to start it over. And they said this is the beginning of it, which is fine. But I'm like, come on, man, this is like your last big shot. This is your Avengers movie, and you're only 3 movies in.
Here's my thing, right? How many chances will the viewers give to DC Warner Brothers?
I think Justice League is it. If Justice League is garbage, people are gonna give up.
We're just done with it. I'm just gonna just dust my hands, basically.
I think people will still see the movies, but the sales will be noticeably diminished by, I would say, even half. Because if Wonder Woman comes out and it's good, then people will get some hope for Justice League.
Absolutely.
If Wonder Woman comes out and it's just kind of meh, then people will be ready to hate Justice League before it's even out.
Which is unfortunate, but it's almost like, come on, how many chances do you want us to give you? We want a fucking good film.
But remember, they did that thing where they were trying to like show that they were doing the course correction. They invited all those people to see the footage early and all that shit. They're trying their hardest now, so they're gonna give us as close to a Marvel movie as they can get with Snyder's aesthetic attached to it.
Which is cool. Which sounds like it could be cool.
Which sounds like it could be cool, but I'm like, Snyder, you're a great director, man. Not everything needs to be monochrome.
Yeah.
Like, the scenes where he's with Barry, let his lab have some fucking color in it.
Also, exactly. Why does every shadow have to be black?
And then why does every character have to work in just blue? And black.
Yeah. Also,
just let other environments look like other environments so that each character seems different and they fit together like a puzzle instead of just being like, yeah, they're all this.
Barry's lab from that little trailer looked like he was working in a cave.
Right, like he's a hoarder or something.
Yeah, like he was working in sewers. Like there's little light in there. A couple of screens
a couple of fog lights and TVs everywhere for some reason.
Where the fuck is the light? Like I just turned the light on in this room and I'm like, I can already see more.
Yeah.
Where's the light above?
I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing to me.
Everyone likes the darkness, man. See, it makes sense if Batman. Absolutely. Batman. It's Batman.
Right.
But the Flash? Technically, the Flash could be wherever.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be a lighter character. Let his environment reflect that.
Not just the personality, which I'm glad, doing that.
Glad that he seems... But I don't even know if I like that character.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I'm still reserving judgment. I
am
too. I get he's kind of awkward or whatever, but do I want just Peter Parker wearing a Flash costume? Is that my goal?
And what's also... what I feel is bad about that also is because we have the television Flash, and he set such a standard to the character that...
He did, but...
Like, he said it, to me, that's kind of what I'm expecting now. And that's unfortunate because surely the films are going to be different from the television, but it left such a really positive look on the character that if the movie is vastly different, it's going to be like, why?
I think that the show might have to step its game up once the movie is out.
Visually?
No, because I think visually, it's fine for a TV show.
Okay, so what do you think they need to step up?
I think that they're going to have to leave some of the over melodramatic stuff behind.
I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm okay with them leaving that behind. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
I just wonder. I wonder how the show will be affected by the movie because it's going to make the show seem a whole lot cheesier once a serious, expensive movie comes out based on what The Flash is supposed to be.
Which is why I'm glad.
Then you'll go back to the show and you're like, oh man, it sure is Barry and Joe crying on each other again. And another episode about how certain relationships aren't working out. Or whatever.
Right. Whereas movies, they don't even touch on those probably.
Right. They're just like, Iris is the love interest. The whole world's gonna explode. Here's the Flash doing the craziest shit you've ever seen. And then we're gonna go back to the TV show like, oh yeah, Iris and Barry sure are worried about if they're gonna kiss or not still.
Yeah. For 17th time.
I just wonder if that's gonna flip. Like that's no longer gonna be appealing once we have a more serious option available.
It's tricky though. I understand. Like with the television, they have so many more hours to fill.
They do, and it's a CW show, so...
Right, and that's kind of what makes it, if it wasn't a CW show, say it was a Netflix show, or one of those ones.
Or HBO or something.
Right, something like that. It would definitely be different.
Yeah.
It might not be as good as it is, though.
Maybe. Or maybe it'd be vastly better.
Right, true. It might be like slightly shorter movies every week.
Exactly.
Wow.
I don't know why HBO hasn't got on it, but supposedly HBO is going to do a Watchmen series, so maybe it'll all catch up.
And then it's like, hey, Watchmen series. Yeah, Snyder's going to be executive producer on that, isn't he, or some shit?
That's what I heard, yeah.
I'm cool with that, man. I think that's what it should have been to begin with, but...
I'm cool with it, too. It sounds cool to me.
Other movie news, Superman. It says Man of Steel sequel confirmed top priority by Henry Cavill's management.
Okay.
So... That means it's gonna happen soon. If anything, maybe shortly after Justice League.
Gotcha. There's also a new Moana trailer, but I haven't watched it yet.
I have.
Kanoi said she was disappointed by it.
Why? What happened?
She said that the story seems really weak and that the humor didn't seem very appealing. Like, there's some joke about him getting shot in the butt with a dart, and he's like, I got shot in the butt! And she's like, it just seemed too cheap, cheap humor, I guess.
It is, but it's also just the first trailer.
It is, and I told her it's also a kid's movie, and some of that's going to happen.
Right.
But I haven't watched it yet, and...
Alright, here's a possible rumor.
What's that?
Alan Ritchson from TMNT might be Shazam.
Weird. Like the one with the stumpy nose?
Stumpy nose?
Raphael?
Yes. But that's, hey, if whatever, man. So long as Shazam is being brought up again in talks, that's cool, because I am very curious about that film, and it's weird that Dwayne Johnson was already talked about being Black Adam like 2 years ago, and no bloody mention of what's going to happen with anybody else.
I'm not like completely mad at the concept of it. I don't know, dude. He's definitely a big guy.
Right.
He's not bulky or anything, but he is like tall. He was Aquaman before.
Yep, in the television.
I mean, I don't know.
It's tricky though, because again, we were saying something earlier where it's if you're face to face with Dwayne Johnson, you have to somewhat match that, don't you?
Not exactly, because I feel like it's fine for Black Adam to look more imposing, because he's the bad guy. That's kind of what you want.
That's cool too.
But you still gotta look like Shazam. You still gotta look like Shazam.
That's.
And this guy, he's got a good smile for it, I guess. To me, he looks like mutant Dennis Quaid, like early Dennis Quaid.
That is brilliant. like a young, slightly mutated.
Like a bulkier young Dennis. Quaid.
Like a young jock version of Dennis Quaid.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. I'm looking at more photos of him, and I'm like, sure, he actually can work as Shazam, I think.
I don't know, dude.
Look up more photos of him. It's not...
But I've seen him in stuff, and I
know. Yeah.
He can match the charisma.
It's the charisma. I know.
The Rock. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, who can, though? It's The Rock. Dwayne Johnson.
It's true, but...
How?
I mean, he's a big fucker, and he's got a good smile. I just don't know. If he can monster himself up, he is a pretty big fucking dude.
That's why he's a big dude. I think he could. All right, at this point, sure. If so long as there's talks about this film moving forward, cast somebody already and make it. I know it's going to be hard for Dwayne Johnson because his schedule seems to be super booked.
But do you think they're gonna actually legitimately color this guy's hair and stuff? Oh Jesus Christ! Why is that a thing?
Wow, what's going on?
Just looking up pictures of Alan Ritchson. Some of them are questionable at best.
Probably for the ladies, right? Most likely.
Yeah, I've got to imagine. You gotta look at it, dude.
I'm good. I'll pass.
You gotta see this, cause I gotta order some underwear like this, bro.
Oh no!
I gotta order some where it's only the dick of the underwear exists, and you can fully see my cock and balls through it.
That's fine.
That's Shazam, bro. Shazam.
Fine.
Those underwear. That's the new costume. This has a lightning bolt
on it. It has
to
to be red, though. That's the red, the yellow lightning bolt.
That's hilarious.
And the back of it has a little cape. How about that?
Oh, man, I know what this week's cover is.
Oh, do ya? Will it work for a strip?
It's just that on all 3 panels.
That's no, it should be an office where it's like, all right, we're gonna cast Alan Ritchson. Let's look up some of his old photo shoots about how he looks like, and it's about them deciding on the costume.
Yeah.
And the last
going? Oh, this one seems good.
This one seems perfect for Shazam. I mean, when you look at it, what do you say? Shazam.
Shazam! Look at my fucking dick outline.
Yeah.
There's way too many pictures of this nigga in underwear. Like,
But at least you know he has the body for it.
Yeah, but why do you need to see the tip of his dick piece in all of the pictures? Even the ones where he's got actual pants on, they're like, here you go. You can somehow see his dick piece through it.
It's for the ladies.
This motherfucker was in Hunger Games as well?
Was he?
Yeah, I missed that one. Whatever the fuck Hunger Games he was in. Maybe he was in the last one. Because I see him in the Hunger Games outfit, but I definitely don't remember that movie, or him in the movie. The last one was the only one I didn't see. But anyway, sure, man, be Shazam, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, look, if he, just move forward with Shazam.
He's got the right, smile and stuff and big jaw,
Mm-hmm.
but they gotta make his hair black. I don't want a blonde Shazam.
No, I'm sure they'll make his head dark. That's probably not.
You never know, man. They didn't lighten up Chris Evans' hair after the first movie, or they barely did anyway.
But by that point, we're already cool with him as Cap.
Right, he doesn't need to be blonde anymore. We all know who he is. That's what they did to the Lannisters on Game of Thrones too. Kind of pisses me off. It's like, we did it once. That's enough. Yeah, it's really dumb. It's really dumb to me that they just. And all the characters' hair has suddenly gotten darker over the years, even though it's specifically something that's described all the time that these characters have, white hair. But whatever. Doesn't matter. I think this guy should definitely be Shazam. I've decided. Yeah, because they called him Micro Penis on an episode of The New Girl.
There we go. And that's him.
Penis.
So Shazam will forever be Micro Penis. But it makes sense because he's a kid.
I know, and plus, I should have sent these penis pictures of him into that episode of The New Girl. Here you guys. Now you can confirm exactly the size.
Just to make sure the script was either right or wrong.
Oh, man. But yeah, I'm fine with it. It's mainly, even though he looks like Mutant Dennis Quaid, it's really, he's got the smile for it. Yep. And he's got the big, thick-ass jaw.
It's the jaw and smile combination. And he's got, really beady type eyes. And with most...
He's got smile eyes.
Yeah, and that's it. But with, the Shazam images, when he's doing that big, cheesy smile, that's essentially what it looks like. Yeah. That's essentially what it looks like. If you imagine him doing that, he's got his arms to the side and he's just got a fucking huge grin.
He's got to do that, though. They can't have him not do that.
Oh, if you're gonna make a Shazam film, and Shazam ain't doing that big cheesy grin,
right?
What's the point? Unless they do the new version, the new 52.
That's what I'm saying. Shazam, you can't do that. Man.
He has to be classic. He has to be He has to be more Superman than Superman, really.
For sure.
At this point.
Yep.
Especially with this Superman that we have.
Yep. Let's talk about something else, because I was just seeing this nigga's dick tip too many times. Too many times. His Aquaman suit also
was garbage.
Yeah, it was pretty garbage. I mean, but it looked like a wetsuit,
which makes sense.
It does.
It makes more sense than the freaking armor that he's gonna wear in this new film.
But it also looks like a TV Aquaman. It doesn't look like.
Well, yeah, it was a TV.
Oh man, that suit's so legit. It's got to be for a movie. Nah, not really. Man, I forgot how garbage their Green Arrow was.
It was the worst.
And their fucking Black Canary. Dude, their Black Canary was awful.
You remember their Flash one?
The kid with the hoodie?
Yeah.
I do.
One, hoodie, when you're running, is not a good combination.
No, definitely don't want to catch wind.
It should be aerodynamics. Why would you want to stop?
Right.
It's like a parachute.
Man, those suits were terrible. But anyway.
Television.
Well, I guess that's it, man.
That's it. Well, we're going to continue on with the
movies.
The movies thing. So We pre-recorded some of the movie
list
stuff.
is?
I don't know which one the next one is. We recorded this previously.
While you were still here.
While I was still there. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically pop those recordings into the next few episodes.
Right,
So here's the first one.
All right, next up on the movies list for the 10 movies you should check out in various genres, we're going to start out with fantasy for this one.
Continue with fantasy, yeah.
Let's see what we got here. First up on the list is Army of Darkness.
Freaking love this movie.
It's a sequel, I guess, to...
It is a sequel to Evil Dead 2.
2.
Yeah, which is weird because Evil Dead 2 is not even a sequel to Evil Dead, more like a remake.
A remake of it.
But that's why it's like, that's confusing.
Yeah.
I'm going to remake my own movie, make it comedy, even though the first one was supposed to be horror, but people laugh because it was bad.
Right.
So let's intentionally make this one a comedy, but call it 2.
Yeah. Super not common.
The third one, let's just call that... just call it Army of Darkness.
And this one is the main character from those 2 films going back in time into like medieval
times.
universe.
We have to fight the undead.
Yeah, the undead and monsters and all kinds of fun stuff.
I would love a film like this today.
What, Fran?
I think a lot of
You know what would be hilarious if they did it with something like Crank.
I would love it. That would make sense. Like, to me, that's actually great. Jason Statham would be perfect for this kind of role.
He's basically the new version of that.
That's legit. I want that right now. Crank 3 goes back in time.
Yep, he's got to go back to medieval times.
He's got like a pump.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
That would be hilarious.
Or the future. Crank goes to the future.
Sure, why not?
We need films like that. Just this crazy, weird thing.
Go apeshit with it.
Yeah, what's holding you back?
But Army of Darkness is great. It's one of Raimi's best, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's my favorite Bruce Campbell movie.
Boba Hotep was good, though.
Boba Hotep was good, but this is my favorite, hands down.
Yeah.
It's got all my favorite lines and all my favorite effect shots.
And he's fantastic.
From Raimi's movies.
Campbell's great in there.
Campbell's fantastic in it, and he basically created the Duke Nukem character with one movie.
That's amazing, actually.
What else we got on here? Avatar. We talking about James Cameron's Avatar?
Yes. Not The Last Bender.
We didn't put that in sci-fi?
No.
We were too full up on sci-fi.
Yeah, because our sci-fi is legit.
Well, although it takes place on another planet, this one's definitely more of a fantasy movie.
It's fantastic.
Fucking Unobtainium.
That's the best name. Yeah. I remember just rolling my eyes in the cinema. When they said that, I was like, it's exactly the same as in Transformers, and they said Transformium. I'm like, come on. Yeah, in the latest one.
Transformium?
It's the actual metal that's used to make that Transformers are made of. What? Yeah, that was the latest movie, dude. You didn't watch it. Right? Exactly. Creative. Transformium.
Is that canon?
In the movies now, yes.
But that was something before the movies?
No.
Okay, they made that up.
They made that up. Transformium. But yeah, Unobtainium. I'm like, really? You obtained it already.
I remember watching Avatar, and while I thought it was visually very cool, I wasn't as fucking impressed as everyone else was with that movie.
People wanted to live there permanently.
Yeah, I mean,
right. You remember hearing about people who are trying to commit suicide and stuff because they couldn't go back to Pandora.
It was just super duper advanced Ferngully, in my opinion.
And that's
but
fantasy.
That's not bad because Ferngully was great.
It's not bad, but that's not fucking the bee's knees.
I mean, story-wise, it didn't do anything amazing.
No, it's not.
It was more about what they did.
Right,
yeah, visually, it was really cool.
And it was. That's what it was.
It's really neat, but
the story was very simple.
I am going to watch his fucking underwater one, though, because underwater's tight.
Yeah. And he can knock that shit out.
Well, here's one I think that you would agree is good. How do you feel about the movie Stardust?
Stardust is awesome. I had just recently seen that. You had made me watch that maybe last year? Maybe last year.
I love that movie.
That movie's awesome. Why did it even come up? Oh, because of Superman. That's why that came up. And Daredevil.
Yeah, Superman and Daredevil.
Yeah, that's why it came up. So after season 1 of Daredevil, I watched Stardust.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that movie's awesome. I wish I had seen that earlier.
I know everyone says
it was a part of my life earlier in life.
Everyone always says it's like the modernish Princess Bride, and I was like, I like it better.
Yeah, I definitely like it better than Princess
I like it
Bride.
better.
I never was
I never watched
huge
Princess
on
Bride, so
That's not even on this list.
nothing to compare
Sorry.
Sorry, fantasy people who think
All
the
the-
Princess Bride is the best.
Yeah, which seems like everyone.
It's
To
got
me-
some great quotes in it, I
Yeah,
guess.
to
but
me, Stardust is better.
yeah, I just didn't latch on to me the same way.
There are some great characters in that film, though. I'm not.
I
gonna
like
deny
Carrie Elwes,
that. Yeah.
but he's Robin Hood. He doesn't need to be that thing. It's in the room. Yeah.
Robin Hood.
He's Robin Hood forever. He can't be anything but Robin Hood. What else we got in here? Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, this is one that you were like, this is on this list.
To me, it's the best vampire movie that I've ever seen. As far as like nailing that they're horrific they're horrific creatures.
Brutal. Some of those shots were brutal.
Yeah, they have super graphic stuff. That
Very
these
vicious.
vampires see.
Very, but also
they're-
the most elegant.
right. But they're classy and they they dress up and talk fancy and they all have
Rich.
long
They're
hair
super
and they're
rich,
all pretty
yeah.
for some reason.
I think that version was the best representation of the lore
Right.
that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Which I think makes sense because I think back then people still thought of vampires that way. We didn't have the
The
flashy
Twilights.
or the actiony vampires
Right.
yet.
We didn't have the blades or the underworlds.
So to them that was that's like the storybook vampire version is this like
I miss
regal
it. You
like
think we'll get that back?
old-fashioned-
They've been talking about remaking that
Yeah.
movie for
No,
I feel like
why?
a decade.
Yeah.
Who would you get?
Robert Downey Jr. was supposed to be in it as
what?
I think as Lestat.
No.
I think
Oh,
that's
I
that
think
what
I remember
happened.
you talking about that.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
like
no,
that.
was it Jared Leto?
I think Jared Leto's supposed to be Louis.
I don't know. But
That makes more sense to me, but I don't know about Downey Jr. Then again, with the whole the aging technology,
Yeah, who knows? But still, I don't. To me, I remember thinking he's too old, and not blonde enough.
right? Well,
And I feel like if they want to do it, they should try. I mean, obviously they can change people's hair, but I just hope that they get somebody that looks more cherub-like Lestat is supposed to look. Like even Tom Cruise didn't look how he's supposed to look.
that film though was aces.
But
Everyone
Tom
was on
Cruise
their
is
game.
an amazing
Yeah.
actor, so he did a great job.
Everyone was in there.
Kirsten Dunst was dope in that.
Yeah.
It's got to be my favorite Antonio Banderas thing
I
ever.
that's
forgot
the
he
one I
was there,
just
yeah.
thinking of. I was like, who was that one?
He was great there.
Yeah, he was. Good.
Yeah, I basically wanted to be Antonio Banderas in that movie.
Forever.
Yeah, I was like, that's life goals. Turn into that thing. But that movie's great, dude. I love it. It's got the guy. Oh man, I can't remember his name. He's a French actor, or a British actor actually, and he was in The Crying Game, but he plays a French actor who is a vampire in the movie, and
Blonde guy, right? Is he blonde?
no, he's got dark hair. He was like a cop in V for Vendetta. He was the main investigator in that movie. He's kind of strange looking dude. But anyway, he plays like a French actor, and they have a whole scene where they go to a French opera house that does theater about vampires that are actually being played by vampires, but the humans don't know. Very, very interesting. I really, really like that movie. They do a lot of cool practical effects in that movie. They literally make Tom Cruise go from a living, alive-looking Tom Cruise
Yeah, how'd they do that?
to a sucked-in,
How did they do
bloodless
that?
with a robot.
That's amazing and scary.
They slit a robot's throat and let it bleed out, and then it has a thing on the robot that it actually the skin sucks into, and they have it acting in place. And they said they made two different versions of it, and they kind of using CG enhance it to form to both versions or whatever.
Phenomenal.
It was some of the first uses of CG that got
Phenomenal.
hella awards because of just their making shit in the background look like
Right.
New Orleans in
Right.
1800.
Oh, yeah, because that was all fake.
Yeah, it was all
I
fake.
forgot that it wasn't filmed it's a period piece.
They had really subtle effects,
Yeah.
which is what I liked. I remember there's a scene that was really iconic to me as a kid. I remember seeing the trailers for this movie where they're walking through a graveyard and one of the stone angel things It's still, but it opens its eyes and kind of looks around.
Yeah.
That shit freaked me out.
Yeah, to me, I was like, how'd they do that?
Because I always think they're going to do that. As a kid, especially, you're walking home, you're
absolutely.
like, that shit's going to move.
Yeah, it's going to look at me, and I'm going to just fucking run.
And I'm going to bail.
I'm done.
But Brad Pitt is great in it. Tom Cruise is great in it. Kirsten Dunst is great in it. It's a great movie. Definitely check it out.
All of them.
And it's before any of them were like huge. Well, Tom Cruise was a big deal, but he was like the stunt casting of that movie.
Yeah,
Everybody
which
else
is crazy to me because if you look at the names now, you're like, all of them are stunt cast.
Right, they're all big now, except for I guess Kirsten Dunst doesn't do anything. But
that's indie stuff, right?
I guess she does. Big Trouble in Little China.
I love this movie.
Another John Carpenter movie.
Yep.
We just recently went to an outdoor cinema to rewatch this.
And that movie is so awesome.
It's great. It's great.
That movie is so awesome.
It's
so silly.
I'm also forgetting how simply it ends.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have, like, he's a big bad, but he wasn't like, oh, crap, it's going to take half the film to defeat. It was like, no, I'm just going to catch the knife again. You know?
Yeah. It's pretty good. I think if you've not seen it, definitely watch it. It like perfectly captures like over-enhanced 80s horror movie nostalgia. Like if you think back to what that genre was, it has all of the right elements to represent it, I feel like.
And it's great. The casting was great.
Yeah. It makes you instantly, if you rewatch it, you go, yeah, I get why that guy's Star-Lord's dad.
Yeah. Which makes more sense. Like, why don't you just cast Chris Pratt in the remake of this?
Yeah, instead of The Rock, but whatever. We'll see it when we get it. Too much stuff gets announced that The Rock is in, and then we never see that movie come out. But, we'll see what happens.
Like, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if The Rock will no longer star as Black Adam.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me.
So you talked about it early enough?
Yeah.
That movie had like a Raiden type character that was super great. One of the first times I had ever seen that.
There were the 3 storms.
They've got like the little floaty eyeball guy. Plus, you drew the cover of these comics. A few of these comics. 4 of them. So you've got a personal connection to that.
But that's why I drew them because I was like, oh, sweet. I get to draw for the property. I get to add to the property in some way. Yeah.
Next up on here in our fantasy list, we have Willow. I made you watch Willow, didn't I?
Yeah, also recently.
Did you like it?
Around the time I watched Stardust, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was pretty. It was pretty neat. It was fucking weird.
It was.
But it's neat.
Like a village of little people is not something that we typically get to see these days. No. They would just enhance normal actors to be smaller or whatever. Because I think it's really interesting that George Lucas and Ron Howard couldn't do the Hobbit, so they just basically made up their own Hobbit.
And it's made
up. And it's cool. It's its own thing.
It's its own thing now. And I think it's almost like, that's neat because essentially you were inspired by a property which you wanted to do technically, but you couldn't get the rights to. But because of that, you made something original, wholly
it's like
yours.
Super expensive fan fiction.
Yeah.
What was the plot of that one again? What was he trying to do? He
was trying to give a baby back that he found in his area, their shire. He found a human baby that wasn't little like them, and he wants to get it back safely. And then he gets wrapped up in an adventure with a sword-wielding weirdo in a cage and a chick with a helmet on that looks rad that can fight as well. And some pigs.
I need to watch that again.
Some wizards that turn people into pigs and shit.
Loving that movie.
Yeah, I loved it too. And it's really good. It's got Warwick Davis and Val Kilmer. I don't remember any of the other actors in it, but they all did a good job from what I remember.
He was young.
He was Mad Mardigan. Or Mad Maid Mardigan, is that what it is?
I forget.
He was great in that movie too.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not big on a Val Kilmer in general, but there's a couple.
Again, Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, he was good in Mad Mardigan. I thought he was a cool character when I was a kid.
Yep.
Very like Han Solo-y if Han Solo was like a commando or not commando. What's the word? Barbarian? What is the word for these people back then? Swords fighter dudes in medieval times?
Medieval swordsman.
But he was a cool character. He's a rogue type character. That one's good. I don't know how well it holds up now. I got it on Blu-ray.
Right. I say this. This makes sense in the top 10 because there's no other film like it.
Do you feel like it's politically correct to have a whole village of like midget people and be like, they're a whole different kind of creature than normal people.
I think they were elves, were they not? Or dwarves?
They're basically like hobbits. They're little...
That's hobbits. That's just their way of doing it.
But isn't that weird to do that to real people that exist in the world? That'd be like...
They could say no, though.
Hey, Asians.
Right.
You guys are a different kind of species.
Sure. We have to agree to it, though. It's not like they're saying no.
But it's weird to me that that's been a concept throughout time. That we just go, midgets are a different kind of thing.
Oh, well, in this story, in this fantasy story.
In lots of fantasy stories. In The Hobbit, just dwarves in general. Snow White, she's got a whole troop of them. And she's like, yeah, they're just a different kind of thing.
They're just dwarves.
They're not human. They're a different thing.
They're dwarves. It's like, it's like, oh, what are you, American? No, I'm dwarf.
Yeah, I'm dwarf. I'm not a real thing.
Or I'm this thing.
Isn't that bizarre?
I don't know if you put it like that.
What else we got? Conan, the original with, I was about to call him Sylvester Stallone.
That would be dumb. I wouldn't like that.
Have you seen Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan, the original?
The Barbarian?
The Barbarian man?
The Destroyer?
I don't think so.
No?
I feel like didn't we recently just watch like a part of an old school movie like that?
I made you watch a little bit of Red Sonja.
Which is not the same. Which is essentially the same but not the same.
I didn't watch it then.
Because he didn't play Conan in that movie.
Yeah, he was some other random barbarian that looked exactly the same.
Which was exactly the same. He's on the cover.
That movie's not all that important to me, but I get its significance.
No, it's good.
Arnie was amazeballs, I guess, at that point. At least visually, he was a mutant.
There's no film like it.
We got Ponyo on here.
Love it.
Is that your favorite Miyazaki movie?
I think so.
I think it's the only one that got on here.
Yeah, maybe. I love it. I love it so much. The soundtrack, the animation, the characters. Love it.
She's like a fish girl or something.
Yeah, it's Little Mermaid. It's his version of Little Mermaid.
I think I've seen it, but I don't remember a lot of it.
I have not seen it.
I love
You've
it.
not seen Ponyo? Seems like something you would have wanted to see.
It's adorable.
We got Labyrinth on here.
Original Labyrinth.
What are your thoughts on the Labyrinth?
Oh, the Labyrinth?
Yeah.
The Labyrinth is good. I feel like I've only seen it a couple times, but I remember... Oh, wait.
Do you remember going to the Labyrinth exhibit?
Maybe I haven't seen the whole... No, I had to have seen Labyrinth, the whole thing.
It's the David Bowie one.
Right. I cannot remember any parts of the movie right now, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Do you remember the little snail guy on the wall? He's like a little puppet snail
it's
guy.
hard now because so many things...
What about the
gifts
super
from that
ugly
movie?
the little ugly guy that hangs out with her? He's got a real big head, real big nose, his face is all fucked up.
That sounds familiar.
Well, he has a dog. He's got a friend that's a dog, that rides a dog.
What? No.
He's a dog that rides a bigger dog.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
And Ambrosius.
Definitely don't.
You have to watch that movie, Floof. It's a staple.
It's a classic.
80s awesomeness.
It's when puppets were awesome.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Any opinions on that one?
That's a good one. I liked that one.
This was phenomenal.
I think it was the scariest I've ever seen Christopher Lloyd be.
Yeah, he was terrifying.
When he starts screaming and shit, turning back into the cartoon, that scared the living shit out of me as a kid, dude.
And it was done so well.
It was done well. It was nightmarish to see the eyes turn into cartoon eyes and shit.
I was like, how are they doing this?
Yeah, it was too bananas.
Because I was, obviously then, it was early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Like, just to have a cartoon character interact with a living person, to me, is like, how?
Right.
How is this possible?
But the way they did it was even more crazy
Phenomenal.
than, like, let's say, like Mary Poppins.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Very different kind of experience.
Like, that one to me looked like...
Because that was humans in a cartoon world.
Right, exactly.
This one was cartoons in a human
and
world.
it was seamless.
Oh,
Maybe it's childhood nostalgia.
But I think it still holds up pretty well.
Look, if it does... Wicked, because that one, it did it like I can't think of a film does it now, basically.
When they start melting him, though, that shit is...
No one and the characters, I love the characters.
The taxi cab is a great character.
Everybody.
They have the piano standoff between Daffy and Donald.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's have Disney and Warner Brothers in here.
It's so dope.
Just because we can do it. But how? How can you do it? Another film that I'm going to... Honorable mention now. Cool World.
Yeah, Cool World was pretty neat.
Loved it. To me, it was like a slightly darker version of this.
It was. I remember not liking what that movie was as a kid. I think I liked it more when I was older.
Right, that's what I think.
Because
I was
as
too
a kid,
young.
I wanted it to be something else. When I saw it, I imagined it being very different, like an action movie where some of the characters are cartoons, where it's more like a detective noir, but some of the characters are cartoons.
I appreciated it more when I was getting older, but watching that as a kid, alongside Roger Rabbit, I was like, this is amazing.
Right.
Like, that one in particular, because he turned himself into a cartoon.
Yeah.
I was like, what? What?
How do you do that?
Like, what magic is this?
Yep.
How can I learn?
That was Brad Pitt as well?
Yeah, that was Brad Pitt.
Another good Brad Pitt one.
Yeah. He can act. Like, he was a good actor.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Oh, I'm sure he still can.
He did a Moneyball. I remember that.
I haven't seen it.
Anyway, that was the last one on the list for this week. Do you have any
Actually, that was my
honorable
honorable mention.
mentions?
Was Cool World.
You have any honorable mentions?
Because I didn't participate in the initial list making, I have now made 4.
Cool. Yeah, that's
Let's
fine.
see.
You can...
What do you got? We probably have some of these on other lists, so let's see which ones you got.
For this one, it would be Pan's Labyrinth. Would be another fantasy one.
That's dark fantasy, but that's definitely fantasy.
I think it was mentioned, but I think we chose Labyrinth over Pan's Labyrinth.
Right. And then I have Neverending Story.
I think we did talk about how the Neverending Story sequels had like Jack Black and stuff.
We did, but I just
This
feel
was
like,
for another episode.
Yeah.
When we talked about Pick a Destiny.
Yeah.
And then I have Pagemaster.
That's the Macaulay Culkin movie where he reads
like,
books hella good or something.
Yeah. I remember thinking that movie was crazy.
That was also a real life cartoon.
Yeah.
That one didn't affect me as much as a kid.
No.
And then on the same level of Neverending Story, I have I think it was Little Nemo. I liked Little Nemo first, and then I saw Pagemaster, and I thought Pagemaster was fucking badass.
I don't even remember Little Nemo. I know what it is, but I don't remember any of that one.
He was like riding around in his bed, like his bed turned into a thing.
That's his thing.
Yeah, I know. That's like. But I remember that. Like, what?
What?
What? That's crazy. Oh, and then my last one though is was Turbo Kid, which was the movie that just came out recently.
That's actually interesting.
About the kid.
That is fantasy because it's post-apocalyptic. That's a good one. I like that one actually. That was a nice throwback film.
That was super weird. I was meant to draw that girl and never got.
I was meant to draw like a poster type thing on
You
that.
totally should.
I like that film. I like the characters.
Do I have any fantasy honorable mentions? Can't think of too many like sword and sorcery movies that I really get down on anyway though. I guess that third Underworld movie was kind of cool. The
prequel.
We go back in time and it's the werewolves fighting the vampires at that point.
Would post-apocalyptic be sci-fi or fantasy?
Depends on if they're post-apocalypse, it has sci-fi themes or fantasy themes.
Like, what would a Mad Max be?
Probably more sci-fi because they just have cars and shit. But they don't really do anything with technology, so I don't even know. They don't do fantasy though. There's no like wizards or
right, because fantasy is more like it's magic and stuff like that, right?
Do they have oracles and shit like that in Mad Max?
No.
I don't remember.
No. What about Harry Potter? No Harry Potter in this list?
No, because I give
we're
no
not Harry
fuck.
Potter
Right, yeah, that's true. I was gonna say like I enjoy the films, but I'm not like they're the tops.
I saw them all, but I don't know that I would be like I don't need to own any of them.
If a new one comes out, I'd probably watch it though.
Probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd probably watch it.
necessarily
Yeah.
need to. I guess I'm curious about this.
That's
new
mainly
one,
it.
But
Oh
I'm
yeah,
only
Fantastic
vaguely.
Beasts,
Yeah, I'm
actually
only vaguely
interested.
curious about it.
But it's because it's not like actually Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's not. It's that world. It's just
It's the world.
I
but
don't
it
give a
seems
fuck about
better.
Eddie Redmayne.
right. Honestly, that's the thing that's making me like he's not a lead for me.
Eddie Redmayne, the main character.
Oh, I think he's cool.
I liked him in the one where he's the super rich, not rich, super smart dude in the chair.
Oh yeah.
Keep wanting to call him Bill Gates, but it's not him.
The Theory of Everything.
Yeah, what's the dude's
Stephen-
name? Stephen Hawking.
Hawkins. You haven't seen Jupiter Ascending though.
I haven't.
I heard
That's
that
sci-fi.
I heard
fantasy.
he was
Oh.
You
terrible.
guys need to rent this
What's
movie.
the one about the ICU? Halle Berry, and Tom
Cloud
Hanks.
Atlas?
Yes, that one was fucking weird.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Would that be fantasy or is that sci-fi?
Yeah, it's fantasy. I mean, there's sci-fi shit in there too, though.
But it's sci-fi fantasy. That's the thing. That's what we were like before. It's with elements sci-fi fantasy.
That one made my head hurt when I got done with it. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it for like fantasy then.
Yeah.
We don't really do like Lord of the Rings. I don't really care.
Right, we're not the right.
Yeah,
fantasy.
we're not that kind. Like
We're not a sword and sorcery.
I'll take Conan as a sword and sorcery, and that's like just fighting, really.
Right, but a lot of people be like, you take Conan over fucking Lord of the Rings.
It's like yes,
The Hobbit movies.
yes,
There's a dragon in those.
cool. Conan.
Fuck you, a
has
dragon.
a sword, and there's demons and stuff.
My honorable mention is Dragonheart with
Oh yes.
Cool. Okay.
with Sean Connery. And
He makes a great dragon voice.
what's the Dennis Quaid?
Dennis
my
Quaid's good,
God.
man.
I loved that movie.
Yeah.
That movie was
I
great.
fucking dude, I love that movie as well. I feel like I've seen that movie.
But fantasy is so broad still.
It is kind of.
So that was the episode. Wait, no.
We did it. All right, great episode. All right, cool.
No. That was a movie list. I don't know what we talked about, so I don't remember which one it was.
So until the next one, guys.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, chaps.
What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat. What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat. What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat. What up, Chip Chat? This is Chip Chat Chat.